Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
Yes, OTA Live, another edition of OTA Talk. Of course, OTA Live, home of the Mega City Countdown. That track right there, number 9 right now, is called Hypnotic. Rich Kid, Junior T, loving that one hot. It's off the We On Some Rich Kid-ish, Volume 3 mixtape, out right now. Download it, okay? And while you're online, of course, if you don't know about OTA Talk, muchmusic.com/OTA Live. Go check it out.
Of course, Slakah the Beatchild, great example of an artist who has had a lot of experience, obviously, dealing with labels. And it's good to hear you say, well, not good, but obviously we take that in consideration when you say like the whole label structure, things are kind of over. But now we look at the Drake situation, and he's got what people are considering to be the next sort of idea of what structure and what the structure is between an artist and a label.
Of course.
So, I mean, do you look at, I mean, when you say the label situation is gone, is it really that, or is it that it's just kind of really changed drastically?
It's definitely changed drastically. I mean, the situation that Drake's in, I mean, it's pretty unique. He, you know, he did a lot on his own, a lot. Things that major labels couldn't even do sometimes with artists, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely changed, but I think an artist can do a lot without the label.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta have that distro. Mm-hmm. But besides that, artists are signing deals with majors, and majors aren't even doing anything. They're taking a big cut, and they're barely doing anything. So
I mean, like, if you're an artist right now, and you know, obviously the dreams of the label thing is still something that lingers in the mind of a lot of people. Whatever you're thinking about doing with a label, make sure it's strictly distro.
Oh, strictly distro. When people tell me they want to get a major deal, I just laugh.
Yeah.
I just laugh. Mm-hmm. Because there's no major deals. Big artists that have been on major labels for years, they're, you know, when their contract is up, they're done. They're doing it independently now, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, we all know Drake has kind of kicked the door open, and it's ridiculous what's happening right now. But there's been a lot of criticisms, which come naturally. He put up a quote kind of addressing that situation, and he goes, I often wonder, in a time where new artists exist in an impersonal cyber world of instantaneous information, if we will ever have another rap legend that can manage to maintain the image that our idols had prior to this method of promotion. Which to me is a pretty good question. Anybody want to take that? Do you think there's going to ever be another, like a...
I agree with that.
Yeah?
There's always somebody that could do it better, you know what I mean, than the next, you know what I mean? But like, it always comes every 1 or 2 decades, you know what I mean, where an actual legend can come in and set the precedent for the next legend coming about.
Yeah, but see, what he's talking about is that, like, now, like, the artist business is out there. Whereas back in the day, the artist was like this kind of being that you didn't really know much about, except for like what he put on, or he or she put on his album, or said in an interview. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like an artist isn't an artist anymore. It's just a regular person.
Yeah, we follow them on Twitter, and we know what they're doing every second.
Twitter, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the idea of like this person who's like this superstar that you want to know, like that feeling isn't there anymore.
While you still have mass media, they still gonna pump out stars. You know what I mean? That's what you pay them for. You pay taxes and you pay other stuff really to pay the media that, you know what I mean, that creates a TV and the internet for you and puts those specific people on the top. So if those same people are in your face, advertised everywhere, you're still gonna hold them as idols, even though they might be on Twitter, or you might even see them outside your crib.
You're probably right, but I think the thing is, like, you don't think of them as like perfect beings anymore. You know what I'm saying? Well, like when you used to think of like Michael Jackson, like when he first came out, you're like, yo, this guy's like a god.
Like he's flawless.
Yeah, he's flawless.
But here's the thing, I agree with you, but I think the way to handle that is to just really be careful about what you do on Twitter and Facebook. Like, really, if you don't need to be on there,
don't
go on there. Like I think
Michael Jackson was on Twitter.
No, but to the point of what you're saying. I mean, like at the end of the day, like, yo, it's like it's really great to know that certain people are, you know, cooking up rice and peas, or like at the mall. But there's a lot of things that
you just don't
need to know about. And like if artists were a bit more particular with what they actually put up there, they could totally have that ability to be the next
you're probably
Big EJ or whatever, depending on how you look at it.
But is that the key to success? That type of success?
No, but what Drake is pretty much saying is that when all your business is out there, it definitely holds you back from getting to that level.
Yeah, that
Privacy.
mystique is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also said, and he was speaking in the same quote, that in order to have anyone of any significance in our lives that we can look up to, there will be things that we must look past.
Right.
Kind of saying that, you know, you gotta like give us a break, sort of thing.
Yeah. Let certain things slide.
Do you think that fans and the media are a little too hard on this generation's artists?
I think so.
You think
I
so?
think a lot of times because technology changes and everything kind of evolves, you got to kind of move with the new wave. So they're going to be in your business. They're going to find out everything that you do. So anything that you do that may seem kind of human, they might pick at. I mean, the situation with him or anybody else, they're going to, you know, dig at him just because they have the access to his personal world. And before it was different when the label would control what they knew about you and what they knew about, you know, your privacy. But now it's different. They can find anything, be outside your house with cameras. So it's a little harder, I think.
Yeah, and like the really simple things that happen to celebrities are more interesting to people. Oh, Lindsay Lohan farted. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's just how it is.